Hi everyone, this is Denise Levy. Welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to show you how to put together this really fun Hello Sunshine card that's perfect for this current summer season or really anytime. First thing I'm going to do is I've cut out all my pieces and I'm just going to dry fit all the different parts of these very whimsical flowers. Um, so I'm just putting all the pieces together, and this just for me makes the gluing part go a little faster, and I just feel like I'm a little bit more organized when I'm making the cards if I kind of get all this done in the beginning. And even though, I designed this file, sometimes I still don't quite get stuff to fit perfectly. As you'll see when I start gluing, I have the one of the tiny strawberry leaves going the wrong way. But I'm just going to continue to put all these little pieces together, and then I will move on to the actual base of the card and get that done. So then when we start gluing the flowers, we can just immediately get them on the base. So I with this card, you get this front layer piece. Now you could use this as just kind of like a template, and you could stick each little flag in its corresponding spot, glue them down, and then remove that piece of cardstock like I'm showing you here. Um, I chose not to do that because I'm not always the most exact person when it comes to crafting. So I'm going to actually use it and glue it down onto the front of my card base, which you see me do here. And with this Bearly Arts glue, I like to just, when I'm first applying a large piece like this, I like to just put it on the bottom, make sure I have everything lined up because the glue dries fairly quickly, so it doesn't give you a lot of wiggle room. So I like to do it this way and then go back and really get all the sides, all the areas glued down, which you see me doing here. Now, you could, if you wanted a little bit more dimension, you could just stick them in their corresponding spots, like I'm showing you here, or you could use those white um, pieces that were cut out of the card, and you could glue those in first and then glue the colored banners on top of them, which would just give you a little bit more dimension. Totally up to you. It's optional. I chose not to do that. I'm just gluing them right into their spots so I get kind of a flush surface of my card base. And that's what you see me doing here. And then next I have placed that craft circle piece with corresponding bump outs for all the flowers. And then this is the little, that green part at the bottom flag is for this sentiment. And I've got that down there just so I can see. I don't really tell you how exactly to put this on, but remember, it's crafting. It's supposed to be fun. It's not that serious. So just get it, um, right up, butted up to the card, and with a little bit of that pink showing at the bottom, and you should be good to go. So I've got that on there. And what am I going to do next? Oh, I'm going to glue this flag piece green onto the cardstock, and I have those edges lined up along the one side. You can see that, and then that will butt up to the left side of the card. So now I'm going to go through and just put all of these flowers together. I'm going to use my tweezers there just to make sure that one dries and doesn't shift. Now I'll move on to this yellow flower, um, and get that glued down. This one, you kind of have to shift it a couple times just to make sure it lines up. It's not completely symmetrical, which adds to like the whimsical nature of the flower. I can't talk today. I've got the center on there, and then I will move on to this large pink flower, getting the center all glued, and then I will get the large flower piece glued onto that background piece. And I decided to finger press these flowers just to give them more dimension. Honestly, I don't know how successful I was. I think with the double layer of cardstock, it didn't work that well. So that's totally up to you. I think this card has so many layers, each flower, that it doesn't really need the additional with the finger pressing. But if you are better at finger pressing than I am, then I think it's a nice touch. So that is optional. So now I'm putting gluing those leaves together, and got one more leaf, and then I'll move on to the little strawberries, and then we will start gluing everything onto the card. Yeah, and I apologize for my cut up hands. I have been working with chicken wire in my garden. I am battling rabbits this year, so I've been making little protective cages for my little seedlings, and chicken wire is not always my favorite thing to deal with, but necessary for me this year. Okay, getting these little strawberries put together. I think these turned out so cute. Okay, now we're going to get back to the card base and get everything glued down. I'm just going to dry fit these leaves first, make sure I've got them going the right direction. That one does not fit there, so we're going to shift that over, and we'll just continue to do that with the leaves. And once I'm happy with how they are on the card, then I will get them glued. So those need to go down first, and you see me gluing them down. And I've got that pink flower in place, and we'll adhere that one. I'm actually going to use foam adhesive for the big pink flower. So since I've kind of finger pressing these just to give them more dimension, I'm not going to glue on the outer edges of those flowers. I'm just going to put pop dots just in the center. And I'm just kind of working with this blue one, and then I realized that since it's going to be overlapped, there's only going to be one petal that is going to show. So then I tried to flatten out the other ones. Oh boy, it's a process. So I'm going to get this blue one glued down first, because the pink is going to overlap it, and that just lines up just like that. And then I will go back to the pink flower. Nope, not going to do that. I'm going to use foam adhesive. Just so you see, I'm just doing it in the center, because those other leaves are kind of popped up. And then I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb. Okay. So then you can kind of tuck in other things underneath it. It makes it really easy to get all these little pieces in place. So now I've got, this is where I did not dry fit, and so I messed up and I put glue on the wrong side of this one. Oops. So then I grab another leaf, I get him in there correctly, the right side, and yeah. And then there's a tiny bump out there for the very tip of that strawberry stem, so you can line that up and know where to put that one. And then I'll glue this other leaf, and there's another bump out for that, shows you where that little leaf goes. And then the corresponding strawberry will go next to that. And then I'm going to finger press this yellow flower. Again, completely optional. And like I said, not sure how successful I was with it, but the yellow flower has just 2 slight bump outs at the bottom of this oval that you can, or oval circle that you can kind of line up. And then I just put the pop dots underneath or in the center. And then this strawberry, I'm going to actually double up my little foam adhesive. These are the thinnest foam adhesive circles in the history of man. So I just doubled them up just so I could get that strawberry kind of on top of that. The pink flower and the yellow flower. Now this last strawberry, I'm just going to take the last leaf, I'm just going to glue it behind like that. You put it however you want it. Remember, it's not that serious. And then we're going to tuck him in under that yellow flower, which I can do because I just put the adhesive just in the center, not behind all those petals, which makes this pretty easy to put together. So I'm going to use foam adhesive again, this time just one, because it's going there behind. Now I'm going to, I already weeded this sentiment, so now I'm going to adhere it to that little sentiment flag, and we'll get him down and just get that lined up as best you can, and then using your brayer kind of go over that and then lift off the transfer material, and then we'll use some more of that Bearly Arts glue and get that in place like so. And then the last thing, it wouldn't be one of my cards if it didn't have a little heart. So the last thing we will do is glue that little heart in place. You know, and if hearts aren't your thing, or you don't want to put a red heart, just leave the heart off. Doesn't absolutely need the heart, but I love hearts. So we're going to put that on, and then that is it. I think this is such a bright, wonderful card. Thank you so much for watching. You can find out where you could purchase this card for me in links in my bio. Have a great day.